Welcome to the Air Plus cast. My name is Greg Ewing. I'm the Director of Community Engagement here at Rundle. I am joined today by three very, very special guests that have an incredible story to tell, and I'm excited to share this with you. So without further ado, I'm going to pass it over to Henry. I've just told you your name, but can you introduce yourself, Henry? What grade are you in?
Yeah, hi, my name is Henry Stewart, and I'm currently in grade 12.
Yeah, and you have been on this podcast before.
Yes.
You're maybe more experienced than I am, so
Yeah.
that's awesome. Okay,
Hi, I'm Dilshan Esmail, and I'm in grade 12, and this is my first time being on the podcast.
there you go. Thank you. Welcome. Great.
Yeah, my name is Brady. I've been at Rundle for 13 years, and this is my first time on the podcast.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Delighted to have you all here with me today. Brady, the first question is coming to you.
Oh, all right.
Why are you here? What do you all have in common? What have all three of you got in common?
Well, we've all been at Rundle since kindergarten. I think we were all in the same kindergarten class.
Incredible. 13 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. So there's so many things to talk about. We affectionately call our students that have been here for 13 years our lifers. And we are really, really excited to have you and very grateful for your continued support of Rundle and your belief in our school. Dilshad, I have a question for you. Thinking back to that kindergarten year, so long ago, do you have any memories from that? Can you remember anything about that year?
I just that was a long time
Yeah,
ago.
it was.
Well, first of all, I remember Miss Smith. She was my first teacher, and I think she really had a positive impact on me because she just created a warm, inviting environment, and it just made it so much better. It was a good intro to Rundle.
So good.
For sure.
Amazing. Henry, what's your first memory of kindergarten?
Don't remember a whole ton, to be honest. Remember doing pretty basic things now that you look at it. I remember I was terrible at cutting things. I remember that, fooling around with the scissors. I do remember that. And I remember I was in Miss Barker's class and she had a timeout chair. And I remember, yeah, I wasn't a frequent visitor of the timeout chair, but I know other people that were. So, it was good. It was fun. I mean, you didn't really have anything to worry about. So it was just kind of you got to be yourself.
I love that.
Yeah.
I did not know she had a timeout chair.
Yeah.
There you go. Brady, did you know that she had a timeout chair?
No, I had no idea. I was in Miss Smith's.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Perfect. Okay,
Yeah.
so you weren't
Mhm.
in that. Okay, that's awesome. Brady, when you think back to your journey through Rundle,
Mhm.
can you think of a year that was a real highlight for you in there? Is there one year that really comes to mind of just being like, that was incredible, I loved that?
No, I have to say grade 10 was a really nice year. There were so many awesome things about that, and I feel that's where Rundle really shines through, especially in high school. Throughout all that school, the schooling might be a bit tougher. I'd talk to my friends who didn't go to Rundle,
Sure.
and they'd say their lessons might not be as tough, maybe not as much homework. But grade 10, you start to see that pay off. You start to see the higher marks, the doing well, not having to study to get as much to get
Sure.
those good marks. Of course, still study,
Of
but
course. Yeah.
the work doesn't feel as hard, even if you get more of it throughout the years. And I feel like grade 10 is kind of where that culminates and you ride that wave throughout all of high school.
That's a wonderful answer. I'll extend the same question out. I'm curious, Dilshan, is that the same for you, or would you have a different year?
I think grade 11 was
Oh.
definitely my best year because I just got involved so much. I took advantage of pretty much everything. I did sports and then Rundle Review and prefects and hard club and all that, and I feel like that's really where I started to build that foundation for grade 12 and my applications and everything. I feel like that was definitely a solid kind of year for me.
Yeah,
For
amazing.
sure, yeah.
Henry, you have an advantage here. You've had two answers before. You know this question's coming to you.
Yeah.
What's your favorite?
I would either have to say grade 3 or I would have to say grade 11.
Okay.
Grade 3, I just remember it being a lot of fun. There was a
Yeah.
lot of projects that we got to do. Kind of again reiterating that point where you didn't really have to care. I mean, not that
Yeah.
we didn't care, but I mean it was just kind of fun, just kind of just doing your own thing. I remember always fighting to get stars so you could be the line leader, all little things like that, making sure you had the best spots at lunch, all those little things as well. And I think that was the last year at the old Rundle
Mhm.
campus. And I mean, even though it wasn't, I mean, as great as the campuses we have now, it was kind of just nostalgic. And I always remember it just kind of being like that end of a chapter sort of thing. And it was just kind of a lot of fun because, I mean, that's where I started school and that was just a Great point.
And that's actually one of the things I was going to highlight is that, you guys have seen Rundle change a little bit in your time here.
Mhm.
Um, for you, what
Yeah.
has been the evolution of Rundle in that time?
I think like we've really kind of like with the technological advancements, like I think that's been like a really good thing to integrate because like we have like those boards, can like write on them and everything, and like I know that people get to use like spheros and stuff like that
Sure.
too. So like I feel like that kind of like technological advances because obviously we're going to be using that in the future a lot too. So I feel like that's kind of like nice to like get a little bit of like uh kind of experience with that stuff, and then you can use that in the future.
Absolutely. Yeah. I want to delve a little bit deeper
Yeah.
into something you just said there.
Mm-hmm.
So you talked there about being prepared for the
Yeah.
next step.
Yeah.
We'll talk later in the conversation about tomorrow. Tomorrow's a big day. When we're recording this, tomorrow is the graduation day for you three, and I'm so excited. Can't wait to watch you walk across the stage. But you talk about being prepared
Yeah.
for what comes beyond Rundle.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think being here since kindergarten
Yeah.
specifically has helped that journey for you?
Yeah, I think definitely like just like the people, like they've like boosted your confidence because like they just like they really develop like your character a lot and like they just like make you like better speakers and like they just like kind of help you like talk to people and stuff like that too and like also like all the opportunities like if like with prefects like I feel like that was super good for me to do because like I really just honed in on my leadership skills for sure and also like Rundle Review obviously like I took like a leadership role in that and then like sports and all that stuff they just really kind of like help you like get involved and that's really like the stuff that you're going to be using for like next year.
Yeah, absolutely. And Henry, would you say to add to that, like the character traits that you developed as a young student, do you think they have helped you become who you are today?
Yeah, I definitely think so. I mean, through my experience, like every teacher will focus on us, especially in the younger years, every teacher will focus on a different part of your character. Like I know
Yeah.
for some teachers, especially in like kindergarten or grade one, you'd have like a list of like kind of like almost like rules and guidelines, like how you should act and how you should be. And then as it evolved, there was certain things that you started to look at, that you might have not looked at a younger age, like developing those like personal speaking skills, developing those like those skills of like sharing and just being like doing all those little things. And I think that kind of just accumulates and it kind of just helps you grow and like gain a better sense of yourself and just how to be good to yourself and good to others and especially good to like your teachers as well.
Well, we're incredibly proud of all three of you and the whole graduating class, of course, but I can definitely testify that those are true. And I'm really grateful for all three of you being in this class. It's incredible. Um, Brady, you talked earlier about things that maybe have changed a little bit at Rundle. It's a question for you. If you came back to visit us in 5 to 10 years' time,
Mhm.
what would you hope would be the same?
I would hope that the quality of the teachers and just the quality of everyone's character that they've developed is the same. Like, even through those evolutions of Rundle, I've found that the things that don't change and I hope don't change in the future is just the quality of how everyone is. Everyone's kind, everyone has a sense of community here. And that's something that I hope doesn't change.
Yeah, I love that. Henry, what would you hope stayed the
Yeah.
same?
Um, well, I think an important thing is usually things that stay the same, they're usually good things. And while we've had so many great changes here at Rundle, whether it's like campuses, like technological advancements, all those kinds of things, it's the things that stay the same that like characterize Rundle. Like Rundle's always been small class sizes. That's always helped so many different people. It's always been making sure that teachers are giving that individualized care and attention to students as well. So keeping those things the same, I think is really important. So that's something I would like to see. Like I would like when I come back here, I'd be like, oh, I remember this when I was here.
Sure.
Not being like, oh, this is completely new to me, those kind of things.
Right. Well, it's funny. I don't know if we're aware, but the word care has come up a lot in our conversation. I think each of you have alluded to it and mentioned it. And it makes me think, tomorrow you'll walk across the stage as graduates, class of 2025. You've been here for 13 years. What are you going to miss most about being in this community every single day, Dilshan?
Um, for me, I think it's kind of just gonna be like that family
Yeah.
feel almost like just like seeing people that you know and like in the hallways too and like saying hi to like everyone like that. So I feel like just like that close knit like community feel. I feel like that's what I'm definitely gonna miss the most. Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, great.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Just being able to walk down the hall and looking left, right, and knowing almost, if not everyone that you've just seen in the hallway, whether you say hi or not or know them personally,
Yeah.
you've seen them around, you know them enough
Yeah.
to be comfortable around them. It's just that family feel.
I love that. Yeah. Henry?
Yeah, I mean, being here for 13 years, all of us, we've developed this kind of sense of comfort, and this has like been truly the only place we've known. So obviously, going off to university or post-secondary or whether it's a gap year, it's like a big change. It's always like this almost foreign environment where you're gonna have to make those connections again, and you're gonna have to reach out, and it might be a little bit awkward, or it might be um, moments where you're like, oh, I have had this for so many years and it's kind of like, oh well, I have to do this all again. So it's just kind of trying to find that comfortability that you've had for so many years. I think that will definitely be hard. It's definitely going everyone, we're gonna all find our places where we want to be, where we're comfortable, we're
100%.
gonna find our friend groups, all those kinds of things. But just doing that whole process again, that's just gonna take a little bit of time.
I'm so excited for you to go through that. I mean, and remembering as well that when one door closes, another opens, right? So you'll step out of being a grade 12 student and into the alumni world. And we talk about the K to forever journey, right? So we talk about always being here for you, and now you're going to be in a new community, but still a Rundle community, right? Which is our alumni, and we're excited to support you in that. So, yeah, I've got one last question, if I may. We have 45 new kindergarten students starting in the fall, right? Every year, 45. What advice would you give to your kindergarten self if you could wind the clock back? What would you say to them, Brady? What would you say to 5-year-old Brady?
I would say just make friends with everybody. You don't know who might be leaving the next year or who might be stuck with you for life. So
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah. Tasha?
Yeah, I think same as him. Like, just like make friends with everyone. Just like enjoy it, cause like it's not that deep at all. Like ever. Just like enjoy yourself and like just be happy and yeah,
I love it.
it's good.
That's wonderful. Henry?
Yeah, I think it would just be reiterating both Dilshan and Brady's messages, just finding that sense of community and just kind of broadening your networks and communities. Obviously, just kind of just not worrying about the whole ideas, whether it's like tests, like those external pressures, anything. You don't really have to worry about that. So truly, just being your authentic self and just enjoying it and just cherishing those years. I think that's really important.
Incredible.
Yeah.
So tomorrow is graduation day. I'm assuming you're gonna give some of the same advice to your grade 4 buddies. Who that's always one of the highlights of grad for me, right? Is that connection. And you know, after that, what's the plan next year? So Dushat, what are you
Yeah,
doing next
so
year?
I'm gonna go to the University of Alberta to study pre-architecture.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Congratulations,
Mhm.
Brady.
I'm going to be studying animal sciences at University of Saskatchewan.
Awesome. Amazing.
Yeah, I'm going to the University of Calgary. I'm doing kinesiology.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, well, congratulations to all of you. You know, I'm just so proud of what you've achieved here at Rundle. I ask you, and I know you won't be, but I ask you, please don't be strangers. Right? Come back in. And you have so much to give to our community. We're so grateful. What an incredible story so far. And I'm excited to see where this journey takes you moving forward. So, yeah, congrats and thanks again for being here today.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank you.
Of course.